I didn't write this to be remembered, I wrote this because I can't forget. And God help me if I burn with it. Maybe I'll take the curse with me. If you're reading this, you found my satchel. Black leather, claw marks on the strap, blood dried in the stitching. Leave it, walk away. Nothing inside was ever meant to leave the forest, but you won't. Curiosity never dies easy. Same as the damn thing I hunted. My name doesn't matter. Once I was a man, a hunter, elk in the snow, bears in the dark, steady hands, quiet heart. I knew the woods better than my own blood, but something lives out here no bullet can kill. And it began with a whisper I should have ignored. They call it the Hollow Maw. Past the logging roads, past where even the owls don't fly. No fire stays lit there. Compasses spin. The moon hangs wrong. That's where I found the tracks. 4 toes. Wide-spaced, sunken deep like something heavier than a bear, faster than a wolf. I thought, prank, kids, hoax. But claw marks 10 feet high aren't carved by children. And the smell, iron, pine sap, rot, like the earth itself had been bleeding quietly for years. I followed it. Every full moon. 7 years. Always the same. A silhouette in mist. Eyes like dying fire. Limbs too long. Smoke when it moved. Thunder when it struck. I lost 2 dogs. Stitched my thigh closed after it slashed through stone. Still, I chased. Obsession doesn't harden you. It hollows you. The last entry, that's what matters. That's the night I caught it. That's the night I saw the truth. It was beautiful, not human. Beautiful like wildfires. Beautiful like storms. Its fur was smoke. Its bones cracked and reset as it lunged. It should have torn me apart. It didn't. It looked into me, and I saw recognition. It had been waiting. The scratches on my chest appeared after, 3 shallow lines across my sternum. No blood. But when the next full moon rose, I didn't chase it, I ran from myself. If you're still reading this, whisper your name out loud, right now. Because this diary remembers. And if you ever feel something shift inside you when the woods go silent, burn these pages and run, not toward the howling, away. You're still here. Whisper your name. The forest listens, and it never forgets its own. The first time I stepped into the Hollow Maw, I knew I'd never leave the same. It looked like a clearing, but it wasn't, just a circle of silence. No wind, no birds. Trees bent inward like they were watching. Their rings spiraled toward the center. There, half sunken in the frostbitten ground, was a pelt. Large, black, still warm, not discarded, molted. It was changing, becoming something else. That's when I heard it. A pulse, not in my ears, in the trees. A low thrum like thunder, wrapped in breath. Every beat ached in my ribs like my bones wanted to match its rhythm. I spun in circles, rifle raised. The compass spun too. The scent traps were licked clean. It knew I was there. I didn't write about it at first because it wasn't real, right? That's how the curse begins. That night, I dreamed of teeth. Not fangs, human teeth. White, clean, arranged in spirals around a dark red pool. I woke with fur on my tongue. My fire wouldn't light. Diesel-soaked resin didn't help. The cold moved like it had fingers. Then I started hearing my name. Not aloud, not in words, in feeling. Like lightning in my bones, like fear in my blood. I found claw marks on my tent. 3 lines, shallow. The same marks that would appear on my chest later. That night, they were warnings or invitations. There was another hunter before me. I found his bones wrapped around a journal, buried in ash. His last words were, "The longer you follow it, the more it sees you, the more it remembers." I've read that line every night since, and every night I feel less like myself. The mystery was never what it was. It was why it hadn't killed me. It left tracks only I could see. It mirrored my injuries. It circled my camp without moving. It wasn't just hunted. It was reflecting. I hiked 10 miles and came back to my own boot prints. The river bent time. The moon rose twice, and worst of all, I began to enjoy it. Felt fast, strong, smarter, like I belonged. That's when I knew. I wasn't hunting it. It was training me. The Hollow Maw doesn't hide a beast, it shapes one, and every day I walk these woods, it shapes me. I used to think the forest bled. Now I know it remembers. Every snapped branch, every carved sigil, every curse I spat into the trees. The forest kept it, etched it into its skin like scripture. And when the moon grew full, it answered. Not with words, with reflections. I saw myself in the river, gaunt, wide-eyed, my beard thick with gray I hadn't earned. My eyes weren't mine, they were golden. I blinked, the reflection didn't. It smiled. I vomited on the riverbank. Not bile, fur, thick, black wiry strands curling on my tongue. I clawed at my mouth, my chest, my throat. Something moved beneath my skin, twitching, trying to reach the surface. Then came the scream. Not mine, not the beast's, something else. High, wailing, grief twisted into hunger. It wasn't a sound you hear, it was one you survive. The blood moon rose, and so did it. I ran, dropped my rifle, my compass. I sprinted through thorns, mist, and memories, but the forest bent. It brought me back to the totem tree where I first found the pelt. Now it stood taller, bark flayed into ribbons. The trunk pulsed, red and raw, a wound, a heart. Claw marks bled fresh, still warm. That's when I heard it, snapping, bones resetting, a body reshaping. I raised my flashlight, hands shaking. There it was, no longer running. No longer hiding. The werewolf, half flesh, half fur, at mid-transformation, ribs cracking open, jaw stretching wide, and it wasn't in pain. It was in ecstasy, its eyes locked on mine. Golden familiar. It didn't attack, it knelt, and I screamed because I knew that face. For just a moment, beneath the fur, I saw my father, dead 10 years, buried 3 counties away. But I saw him, his nose, the scar on his cheek, the eyes that watched me gut my first deer. Then the bones snapped again, the face vanished, replaced by something older. Fur, fang, fury. I don't remember the fight, only the silence. After blood everywhere, my arm hung useless. Chest torn but shallow, always shallow, like it didn't want to kill me, just mark me. I stumbled back to camp and found a note, pinned with a fang, scrawled in something darker than ink. You are the last. The maw is hungry. Choose. Choose what? To kill it? To join it? To become the next? I didn't sleep. The transformation wasn't a threat. It was a promise. You think the curse is about teeth, about blood, about full moons. But the real curse is remembrance. I dug through every journal I'd taken from the maw, dozens of hunters, all obsessed, none victorious. Every entry ended the same. The maw takes what remembers it. I didn't understand until I found my father's, buried beneath the totem tree. His scent still clung to the pages. His handwriting trembled like mine. He'd been the one who failed to kill the last beast. The one who passed the curse to me, not by blood, by obsession. That's the pact. It doesn't follow family trees. It follows obsession. Those who hunt for years, who give up everything, who can't forget. They stop seeing themselves in the mirror and start seeing the moon. It knew my name, not because I said it, because I wrote it, carved it into bark, etched it in bullet casings, spoke it in breath and claw. The maw marked me the moment I refused to let go, but here's what shattered me. The creature wasn't guarding the forest. It was the forest. Its body, just a limb, a vessel, a voice. Every werewolf I chased wasn't a monster. It was a role passed down from one obsessed fool to the next. And now, it's my turn. I screamed into the trees, burned my gear, shattered my scope. Too late. The howl came from me. No fur yet, no claws. But I could feel it. The hunger, the awareness. I heard roots twist. I smelled fear in the wind. And worst of all, I liked it. The moon rises higher each night. My voice cracks, my fingers twitch, but I had to write this, to warn you, because now you know, and now it knows you. You're part of this now. It saw you when you read my name. Share this before the next full moon, or the maw will make room for you too. I stopped marking time by days. Now I measure by moonlight, by hours I can't remember. 3 nights ago, I think, I woke to blood on my hands, not mine. A crimson trail led from my tent to the creek, dragged fur, broken bone, half a boot print. Followed it, not out of fear, out of recognition. I'd done it. There were deer, torn, arranged in spirals, trees stripped bare, sigils burned into bark, symbols I couldn't read, but my pulse did. The forest no longer resisted me. It welcomed me. I set traps out of habit, silver, poison. By dawn, they were gone, rearranged into a circle around my camp. A footprint sat in my own boot, same size, same tread, but deeper, heavier. I tried to warn the loggers, the hikers, the outpost couple. No response. I hiked to the station. The door stood open. Inside, 2 mugs of coffee, a warm skillet, a journal open on the table. He walks among us. No struggle, no blood. Just absence. The maw never needed to kill. Just inherit. I was already its heir. I wake with antlers in my hands, ash under my nails, mud in my teeth. Sometimes I hear howling, not in dreams, not in memory, from somewhere else, like I'm in 2 places, watcher and watched. I tried carving the totem again. The bark healed instantly. It knew me. I'm becoming the end of every story I chased. The beast I hunted was never a creature, it was a role, and when one monster dies, another rises. I waited for the full moon. No silver, no traps, just my father's fang knife and his journal. I walked barefoot into the maw. The trees didn't whisper, they watched. The totem tree had grown teeth, roots wrapped bones, wolves, bears, men, skulls grinned in rows, and in the clearing, the creature. It didn't snarl. It waited. Its eyes were no longer golden. They were mine. I stepped forward. It rose. Our shadows merged. Then it opened its mouth and showed me memories. My first kill, my father's pride, my first lie. Every moment I let the curse in, then it handed me a claw, still bleeding. The choice was never fight or flee, it was inherit or die. I held the claw. My vision blurred, teeth ached, knife dropped. I charged, not to kill it, to become it. We collided in fang and fire. Blood soaked the earth. Our howls shook the branches. We didn't fight, we merged. My scream turned into something older. I didn't transform. I was replaced. When I woke, the forest was still. The beast was gone. The moon remained, and I could hear everything. Mice under moss, a hawk's heartbeat, hunters approaching. I smelled their fear. They came for a monster, but I was already standing in its place. They called my name, but that name no longer belongs to me. It belongs to the past, and in the maw, the past is what hunts. The diary was found beneath the totem tree, wrapped in hide, still warm, still pulsing. The new hunter didn't open it at first, but curiosity is how curses start. They laughed until they saw their name, written in a hand not their own, in ink not yet dry. The wind shifted, the woods fell silent. The moon turned red. A howl echoed, familiar, from dreams, from stories, from inside. They ran, but not far. Not because something chased them, because something guided them back to the maw, to the diary, to claw marks that matched their hands. The forest never loses its chosen. The curse doesn't spread. It waits to be remembered. Now you've read this. You've seen the trees, felt the growl, heard the silence between the howls. So ask yourself, why is your screen so quiet now? You watched too long. The next one is yours. Before the blood moon rises again, mark your screen or leave your name so the maw knows who comes next. And for those who hunger for more, step deeper into the shadows with our ultimate werewolf horror playlist, linked below. Welcome to the darkness.